Hey you, are you planning to go on a trip to Mexico City? Do you want to know everything about transportation? Do you want to know everything about food? Or if you want to know everything about the places that you can go in the morning time or night time? In this video I'm going to share all the tips I have with you. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a new video. My name is Anthony. If you're looking for tips and tricks on how to travel and you want to get the most out of your travels, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna share all of them with you. And I just wanted to thank you for watching this video, and just to let you know, this is gonna be the part 4 of the complete video series of the complete guide to Mexico. So if this is your video number 4, make sure to watch part 1, part 2 and part 3. So in part 1 I'm covering everything about currency and the places that you can go in Tulum, like Chichen Itza, cenote y Quil, and the number 2, which I'm going to Playa del Carmen. I share everything that you need to do in Playa del Carmen, and make sure you check video number 3, which is gonna be Cancun. So in Cancun I'm sharing all the things that you can do in Cancun, places to go in the nighttime, how much is food, and all these good things. So this is gonna be video number 4, and I'm gonna be covering everything about Mexico City and the things that you can do in Mexico City. Make sure to check in the comment sections because I'm gonna show all the links for part 1, part 2 and part 3. So make sure you scroll down as soon as you finish this video so you can check all the places if you're going to one of these places. So without further ado, let's jump into the content. Okay guys, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a lot of questions on where to stay, what are the best zones around the area so you can actually reside or stay while you're gonna be traveling to Mexico. So if you're coming from the United States all the way to Mexico City and you want to get out of the airport, make sure to use an Uber to any location that you want to go around the zone. And just coming back to wherever we left off, since I was making a video about the complete series to Mexico, so we left out in Cancun. So the best way to get from Cancun all the way to Mexico City is gonna be by getting an airplane ticket, because it's gonna cost you around $135 and it's gonna save you a lot of time. If you decide to save a little bit more of money and you want to get from Cancun all the way to Mexico City, it's gonna take you around 1 day and 3 hours. If you decide to take a bus, it's gonna be cheaper, but personally just get a ticket because it's gonna save you a lot of time. Okay, so if you're coming from the United States or any part of the world all the way to Mexico City, make sure you get an Uber because it's gonna cost you very cheap. And the thing about the Uber is that even if you don't have any currency, if you didn't exchange any money in the United States, you can always take an Uber and just use your credit card to pay that, and it's gonna cost you between like around $10 to $15 if you want to travel from the Mexico airport all the way to any place that you are residing. So it's gonna be very cheap. It's gonna cost you $10 if you decide to get out of the airport and just pay less money, because if you decide to ask in the cabs around there, like the yellow cabs, they're gonna charge you around like $30 or $40. That was basically what they're trying to ask me if you decide to take their services. So make sure to do that. Another thing, so if you're going to Mexico City and you want to stay in the best places, make sure to stay on Centro Histórico. Why Centro Histórico? Because it's gonna save you a lot of time going around the area. It's gonna give you the best things in terms of nightlife and day life, because it's close to bars, it's gonna be close to stores, it's gonna be close to touristic areas, it's gonna be close to everything. So make sure you do that. All right guys, so once you stay in Centro Histórico and once you actually booked a place to stay, and in this case I was mentioning, make sure to get an Airbnb because it's not only gonna be cheap, it's gonna cost you like roughly $25 to up to $50 if you decide to just get an Airbnb. Personally, I think it's gonna be very cheap, so make sure you get an Airbnb because not only you're gonna be able to get a cheaper place, but also you're gonna be able to hang out with people that are living in that area, which is gonna be Mexican people. and it's gonna be pretty cool because you're gonna get along with them and you're gonna talk to them. You're gonna get to know a little bit about Mexico City, and they can actually take you to different places. All right, so you might be asking yourself, how can you move around Mexico City? Personally, as I mentioned in previous videos before, like rent a scooter, but in this case I would definitely say don't rent a car, don't rent a motorcycle, don't rent a bike, don't rent anything, because it's gonna be a lot of traffic, and personally it's not even worth it. So if you want to go someplace, make sure to get an Uber wherever you want to go. And not only that, because you actually can save more money because it's very cheap. I cannot stress this enough. It's gonna cost you like $3 to $4 just to get to some place, and it's very cheap. And another option of traveling, if you decide to save more money, is you can take the subway. It's not very hard. So if you live in New York, as I'm living right now, it's gonna be for you very easy to just get onto the subway and just get yourself in an adventure. So if you get lost, it's not like a big deal. You can always get a taxi and get back to your Airbnb or to your hotel. Okay, so now that you have how to move around and the best way to get into Mexico City, so I'm gonna let you know what is gonna be the best places that you can go in the nighttime if you decide to just get to know Mexico City, if you decide to explore around. So first place is gonna be the National Museum of Anthropology. The second place is gonna be the Palacio de Bellas Artes. Palacio de las Bellas Artes. The reason why I want to mention this place because it's very symbolic of Mexico, and since you are gonna be residing when you book the Airbnb, you're gonna be in the Centro Histórico. It's pretty much everything is gonna be close by, so you can go and get to know every single area around there. Palacio de Bellas Artes is one of those places. You can take a lot of pictures. Okay, so the third place is gonna be the Chapultepec Castle. So El Castillo de Chapultepec. And the reason why I want to say this place is because it's very symbolic of Mexico, and this specific castle is going to be located high in a mountain. So if you really want to go in there, make sure to get ready to walk a lot, because it's a little bit far, but it's fun when you go in there. So make sure you go to Chapultepec Castle, El Castillo de Chapultepec. Once you go into Chapultepec, the Castle of Chapultepec, right there and there, you're gonna be able to see the Bosque of Chapultepec. So if you want to go around, I will give a reference of what is this. If you are in Central Park, it's kind of like the Central Park of New York. So if you're gonna go to the castle, you can actually just go around the Bosque of Chapultepec. You can lay down, just watch the nature. It's really nice place. Okay, the fourth place, I think, if you really want to know, if you've seen a lot of novelas in Spanish or something like that, make sure you go to the Basilica de Santa María de Guadalupe. Que la Basílica de la Virgen de Guadalupe. Alright, and this one will be pretty much the number 5, which is going to be Historic Center, Centro Histórico, which is going to be the whole place where you're going to be residing. And it's really nice because it's a park, you can see everything, you can just travel, you can just lay down on the grass if you decide to do it. Okay, the number 6, this one is going to be number 6. So the number 6 is going to be the Museum of SOUMAYA, and I'm going to put you a picture on the screen because this place is amazing. I'll definitely encourage you to go on that. Make sure you go before 6 because otherwise they're going to close the establishment. Okay, nice. And number 7, the Pyramid of Teotihuacan. So if you want to leave from Mexico City all the way to the pyramids of Teotihuacan, it's going to take you around 1 hour, and the best way to get here is going to be via Uber. So make sure you do this. And some quick facts about the pyramids of Teotihuacan is that Teotihuacan means the city of gods, and the pyramids here are going to be huge. These pyramids are actually 65 meters tall, and in a base, if they are on a wide base, they're going to be up to 250 feet wide. So make sure you bring a hat, make sure you bring some sun lotion, because it's going to help you a lot. You're going to get burned because it's going to be a really big trip on that, and you're going to be walking a lot. So if you want to have a tour on the hot air balloon tour, which if you go to tripadvisor.com, you're going to be able to see a tour like that. Make sure to arrive before 6 o'clock because they only take people around this time, otherwise you're not going to be able to do it. Number 8, Monumento a los Héroes de la Independencia. And I was surprised with these because in actually Mexico they also have a Six Flags. So if you're used to USA or any other Europe places, you're gonna realize that they have Six Flags. So in Mexico also they have Six Flags. Personally, I would say it wasn't the best of my interest. Like I didn't like it as much. But if you want to go to like different places and have fun, extreme activities, you can go. The only thing that I didn't like about Six Flags is that when you ride an activity, it takes like 30 seconds. It's not like 20, like 15 minutes in one activity only. Like you get on, you get off. It's pretty much it. Like, and you're gonna pay like $100 if you decide to get into the Six Flags. So it's not very cheap. But for that price, I wouldn't recommend you to go to Six Flags. But if you really want to go to Six Flags with your family, go ahead and do it. This is a place that I discovered myself. It's really nice. I would definitely encourage you to go and see it because they have floating boats. If you decide to go into Mexico City, if you want to see like a floating boat of culture of pure Mexico, definitely go to this place. It's gonna be called Floating Gardens of Xochimilco. And number 11. In number 11, make sure you go to the Plaza de los Mariachis. Ahora. If you really want to see how is charros, I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. How is the traje charros, and you're gonna be able to see these and people actually playing for you. And these guys, it's not even that expensive. So if you decide to get them to sing you a song, it's pretty much like cheap. It's like $2-3, which is gonna be equivalent to like 60 pesos, 60 Mexican pesos. So it's very cheap. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You can drink tequila on the streets if you decide to do it. I did it with my family, with my mom, with my friends, and it was a really good time. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the places that you can go in Mexico City. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy them at all, like all of them. So we're gonna jump right now in the places that you can go in the nighttime. So if you decide to go for the nightlife from Mexico City, I wanted just to emphasize that, to be honest, I thought that it was gonna be more in Mexico City, but it's not a bad place for nightlife. So personally, I would say Mexico City is mainly for touristic areas like museums, like historic places. But in terms of nightlife, there's not gonna be a lot of things to do. But I actually went to 3 places, like actually more than 5 places, but this one made it to the top 3. So I would recommend you to go to these places. Number 1, if you decide to go to Mexico City, you wanna go something, if you wanna do something in the nighttime, definitely go to Mama Rumba. That's gonna be the number 1. And Mama Rumba is very characterized for like playing Spanish bands. So if you like a lot of salsa, if you like these live events, like even rock, I've seen a couple times going on in there, like, but mainly salsa, you can definitely go to Mama Rumba. All right, so guys, so number two is gonna be called Patrick Miller, and this one is gonna be mainly if you're into house music, electronic music. If you wanna have a good time with that, go ahead. It's a really good time, to be honest. Personally, I like more Spanish music like salsa, but if you want to get more into techno, electro, house music, definitely go to Patrick Miller. Okay, and this one's gonna be number 3. This one is called Teatro Ferrocarilero. Ferrocarilero. It's a little bit hard to pronounce in Spanish because there's a lot of R's, but I'm gonna put the name on the screen. And the only reason why I'm recommending this place because sometimes they do some big events, so you need to be on the watch of what events they're gonna have, because they have some really nice events like live music, like a lot of people, or they organize big events, and a lot of people are gonna come from all over the world. And thank God I was able to experience that in the day that I was there. And just for the information, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm not saying that there is not like a lot to do with the nightlife in Mexico City. Probably there's gonna be a lot to do like in terms of house parties, if you decide to go with friends. I'm talking about in a touristic perspective, that there is not too many things to do, especially when you don't know that many people in the area. So that's what I meant. Okay, so how many days would I recommend you if you want to go to Mexico City and you want to explore the zone and you want to get to know like the city in general? If you want to go to stay mainly in Mexico City, which is the capital, I will recommend you to stay between 3 to 5 days. And the only reason why I'm saying 3 to 5 days, because I don't know if you remember, because I was mentioning a name which I was gonna show you at the end of the series. And yes, and this is gonna be basically the other zone that I want to tell you. So if you stay in Mexico and you decide to go to this place, which I'm not gonna cover in this video, that's the only reason why you're gonna stay a little bit longer, because probably you want to stay maybe 1 or 2 days more in the specific area and then come back to Mexico City. So personally, if you don't go to the place that I'm gonna cover in the next video, which is gonna be the next part of this video, just stay between 3 to 4 days at the most, and that will be it. But if you go to the other place, definitely stay a little bit longer, because it's gonna be worth it. And to be honest, at the end of this series, which is gonna be the 5 series, you'll see the place that I'm talking about. All right, guys, so we're gonna talk about food right now. So what are the prices of food? What are the things that you can actually, if you're on a budget, you want to save some money? So for your information, if you decide to go to Mexico City, the food is very cheap. It's very cheap, because you can actually, I'll put you an example. So you have $5 and you want to spend it on food. For $5 you can get like 12 tacos. 12 tacos, that's a lot of tacos, with tortillas, a lot of chicken, a lot of cheese, a lot of lettuce. Like what I'm trying to say is that if you don't have that much money and you want to spend your money more in trips, more in touristic areas, you want to spend it more in different places that you want to go, and you want to save it on food, and you can definitely save a lot of money in Mexico City, because you're gonna have a lot of choices on the streets that you can eat, and anything that you're gonna buy in there is gonna be pretty cheap. And not only that, the restaurant, so if you decide to eat something in that, it's gonna be there. If you like rice, if you are one of the persons like me that you like rice, in Mexico City it's gonna be really hard to find rice. And many other things, if you're a Latino, if you are from the United States, probably you're gonna find this place like suitable, because you can find different things for breakfast, for lunch and dinner. Just for your information, they eat a lot of tacos, they eat a lot of burritos, they eat a lot of tortilla, they eat a lot of spices. So they're used to those things. For other people that are gonna stay in Mexico for like a week or two, probably you need to adjust to the culture. But pretty much like the food, it was amazing. I cannot complain about the food. Right guys, so I just wanted to say thank you if you watched this video, and I really appreciate it. So this is gonna be the end by the complete guide to Mexico City only. And keep in mind, I have one more video, and I really encourage you to watch it, because it's gonna be a video that it's gonna be a place more than anything that like a lot of people don't even know about this place. So when people go to this place, it's only gonna be native people, like Mexican people. There is not a lot of tourists, because this place has not been exposed to a lot of tourism from other parts of the world. So a lot of Mexican people are gonna go to these places, and this place is amazing. So without further ado, I just wanted to close this up by saying subscribe to this channel. If you really like this content, don't forget to subscribe, because that really helps the channel. I really want to keep giving you more tips and tricks on how to travel and get the most out of your travels. So make sure you subscribe, and also make sure to watch for the next video, which is going to be the part 5, which is going to be the hidden treasures of Mexico, which is going to be covering this place. And I'm going to leave a link down in the description as soon as this one releases, the next one. So you can watch 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, which is going to be the 5. So without saying anything else, I cannot say anything more. Like, thank you so much for watching this video, and until the next time, peace.